Have you ever looked at a famous actor and thought their life must be perfect, filled with money, success, awards, and fans? The truth can be very different. Jodie Foster is one of Hollywood's most respected actresses, but behind her incredible career is a story filled with pressure, fear, difficult experiences, and challenges that began when she was just a child. Today, at 62, her journey offers a powerful reminder that fame does not always mean happiness. Stay with me until the end, because Jodie Foster's story may completely change the way you look at celebrity life. Jodie Foster started working in entertainment when she was only 3 years old. While most children were busy playing, going to school, and discovering the world, Jodie was already standing in front of cameras and learning how the entertainment industry worked. She became a talented young performer, but growing up in front of millions of people also came with enormous pressure. Her childhood was very different from that of an ordinary child. Instead of having complete freedom to make mistakes and simply grow up, she had to deal with professional expectations at an incredibly young age. The public saw a talented little girl, but behind that image was a child learning to handle a world that could be demanding and unforgiving. When Jodie was 12, she appeared in the controversial film Taxi Driver, playing a young character in a very serious story. The role became an important part of her career, but it also brought intense attention. Because she was so young, the experience placed her in a complicated position. People discussed her performance, her appearance, and the movie's themes, while Jodie was still trying to understand the strange world of fame around her. She suddenly became recognizable to people everywhere, and not all of that attention was positive or comfortable. As her fame grew, Jodie also experienced something frightening. A man became obsessed with her after seeing her on screen, and his obsession eventually became connected to a shocking attempt to assassinate President Ronald Reagan. Jodie had absolutely nothing to do with his actions, yet the situation affected her deeply. Being connected to such a frightening event at such a young age could make anyone feel uncomfortable with public attention. For Jodie, fame was no longer simply about applause and movie roles. It could also bring fear and unwanted attention. Her personal life was not always easy either. Jodie eventually faced difficult family circumstances involving her father, Lucius Foster, whom she had little relationship with during much of her childhood. Later, legal and financial disputes involving him became another painful chapter in her life. These experiences reminded her that success could not protect her from complicated family problems. As Jodie became an adult, she continued building an extraordinary career. She attended Yale University and earned an English degree while continuing to work in Hollywood. She eventually became not only an actress, but also a director and producer. Her performances earned major awards, including Academy Awards for The Accused and The Silence of the Lambs. Yet, even with all this success, she remained famously private. Unlike many celebrities, Jodie rarely treated her personal life as entertainment for the public. That privacy became especially important as people became increasingly interested in her relationships and personal choices. Jodie has always preferred to keep much of her private life away from the spotlight, and that decision deserves respect. She proved that a person can become one of Hollywood's biggest stars without giving the entire world access to every part of their life. Jodie's story is ultimately about more than hardship. It is about resilience. She started working as a child, faced enormous public attention, continued her education, built an award-winning acting career, and eventually established herself as a respected filmmaker. Instead of allowing difficult experiences to completely define her, she continued moving forward. Today, when people look at Jodie Foster, they see an accomplished actress, director, producer, and Hollywood legend. But behind those achievements is someone who experienced the pressures of fame long before she was old enough to understand them. Her journey reminds us that celebrities are human beings too. They can experience fear, loneliness, family problems, insecurity, and difficult moments just like anyone else. Jodie Foster's life teaches us that fame does not guarantee happiness. Money cannot erase every painful experience, and success does not mean someone has lived an easy life. Behind every award and every famous performance is a person with a story that the public may never completely know. So the next time you see Jodie Foster on screen, remember that you are watching only one part of a much larger journey. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more fascinating stories about the lives behind Hollywood's biggest names.